Welcome everybody, back with another brand new video, and in today's video we are going to take a look at the BBC iPlayer. Now, BBC iPlayer has content ranging from documentaries, entertainment, game shows, things like that. And we're just talking about the BBC iPlayer in general, everybody. Whether you think the BBC license needs to be dropped, let me know in the comments. I, for one, think it should be subscription based. I know, and just have it, have ads rolling in programs and things. Because there's one big issue about the BBC, everybody, and that's lack of sports. I mean, yes, they do show the tennis and they show maybe snooker on occasions and things like that, but they don't really show much else on the BBC. And that's just mad, isn't it? All the sports, all the best sports like horse racing are either on ITV channels, Sky Sports channels. Top matches like Sky Sports main event. It is unbelievable, actually, in effect, that how BBC haven't got any of those licenses or can acquire those licenses for those matches and showcase it on the BBC channels. However, if Sky have got the rights till say 2026, then I think BBC should be competing or bidding, to take over as a broadcaster for those events. But that is just where it goes downhill for the BBC, is the lack of sports. And I just don't think there's much content that they're pumping out for the BBC audience. I mean, there used to be a program called, the Crash Detectives, and that's only on maybe two series a year. And the BBC is having a quite amount of funding, and yet they're not bringing that funding back into the pocket of the shows or producing the programs and getting them out there, sort of thing. So we are just going to look at the BBC iPlayer, but before I just go into any further of this, let me know what your opinion think here in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe and share. Check out the website as well if you haven't already. I'll put it on screen now if you haven't already seen it. And explore the website. You never know what cool things are on there. So yeah, we're now on the BBC iPlayer home screen. So we're going to take a look in the categories. So we got drama and soaps. So we got The Jetty, we got The EastEnders, Ed of Summer. Let's have a look what's in this category here. The Turkish Detective, A Good Guide to Murder, Doctor Who, Casualty, Rebus, Crime Drama, The Gold, Warlander, We Hunt Together, The Turkish Detectives. I've already seen that already. Line of Duty, I mean. The Gone, The King, The Responder. Apparently that's supposed to be good, but I haven't seen that yet. We got I think that's probably repeated, really, in the category. Drama box sets, just to see anything news in this one. Spent, Waterloo Road. No, I think I didn't think they'd bring that back, actually. I thought that might have been cancelled. Classical Pond Drama, Sense and Sensibility, Great Expectations, The Game, The English, Ordeal by Innocence, Crazy Fun Park, Bad Behaviour, Champion, Conversations with Friends, Psychological Thrillers. Let's see what this is about then. Taboo, The Fall, The Secret She Keeps, Dr. Foster. So not bad set, in terms of the layout. The layout is pretty nice. Let's just take a look at another category. Just going to look at films. Let's see what films are on the iPlayer. So, award winners and nominees: Training Day, Gravity, The Sister Brothers, My Week with Marilyn, Phantom of the Open, coming of age films: Booksmart, After Sun, Spike Island, Moonlight, The History Boys. Let's see what the comedy library is about. Young Offenders, I think that's a series. I don't think that's a movie. It could be a movie, actually. I don't know. I haven't followed that series. I wouldn't know if that is one. It's got some family movies on there as well. Let's just have a look, though, in A to Z library. I Walk with a Zombie, The Last Bus, Made in Dagenham. So the library is pretty pretty alright. I wouldn't say there is a lot of popular movies in the library, like Mrs. Doubtfire and things like that. But depending on if you want to watch something new or maybe watch a movie that you probably haven't come across before, I think the BBC iPlayer has definitely got a mixed genre sort of thing, a mixed collection of films from all different kinds of release dates, you know. But generally, the library for films is okay, but again, they're missing out on some, crucial popular movies. But let's just have a look at the entertainment library. So the entertainment, we've got MasterChef, we've got Are You RuPaul's Drug Race, The Repair Shop, that's actually a pretty good show. The Apprentice, that's good as well, even though it's only on once a year. The Traitors, supposed to be a popular one. Chatterbox, Would I Lie to You, The Graham Norton Show. Game shows, let's see what this one's about. So we got The Finishing Line, David Mitchell's Outsiders, The Wheel, which is another popular one for the BBC. Gladiators, so not bad there for the game shows. But there's plenty of other game shows that the BBC had over the years, like Hole in the Wall. Don't know why that's not the BBC iPlayer, because that was a really good popular sort of program back in the 2000s. So they are missing out on some crucial game shows. That's probably one that comes to mind. Another one from the BBC. Maybe Total Wipeout, something like that they're missing out on. I don't know whether that's a BBC or an ITV. I don't really watch the BBC iPlayer much, everybody. So the game shows, I know from years ago that they used to be really popular game shows like BBC. I've either cancelled, I've never rerun, I've never put on their player again. Like In It for Win It. I know that's about the lottery, but besides the lottery, besides the lottery results, I used to be a really, really good game show. But yeah, there's lots in the archives that BBC could really put back on the iPlayer. I mean, even some shows I've watched over the years that you don't see on the iPlayer, it's not on there. So makes you wonder, everybody. Just makes you wonder because everyone do pay a license to watch the content that's on here, and it's the people that funds it are missing out the most because BBC is just lacking in some way. The content's got to be out there. Just often or just more. Yeah, just more. I can't even say the word I was thinking of already, but it's just going to be more regular in terms of the content distribution because it's just people are losing faith in the BBC. But let's just have a look at the history. So we got the World Wars, The Secret Below the Surface, 20th Century Brits, A Woman's Place, The Rise and Fall. And it's also as well, I believe if you don't want to look through the category like that from start to finish, you can just click a categories, which is pretty good for the accessibility. We've got the channels, so let's just organise the content by channel. So let's go to BBC Two and see what we can find on the BBC Two channel. So inside number 9, Robin Ryland's Grand Tour. That's supposed to be, I've never seen that, must be a good one. Dope Sick. Inside number 9. Apparently, I think that's probably cancelled. I think that was. The Fall, Snowfall. We've got some documentaries. So again, it's not really organised by channels, organised by the nature of the content, sort of thing. So, ain't bad way of doing things, but if it's BBC Two and you want to look for BBC Two material, you shouldn't just get all the shows like you would in the category form. So, bit misleading there, but let's just have a look at what other categories are here. So, I mean, if you went on the A to Z as well at the top, I think that's A to Z, you can actually see all the programs like this, which is another really good feature as well for the BBC iPlayer, because if you know where, say, a program starts with letter T, you can click the T letter and all the programs that's available to stream is on there in our organization. So again, that's a really good thing to have. That's a really good feature, especially if you don't know what program you're looking for as such. I do find that even better now that feature is there. It just gives you a way of finding out that program or that particular program you're trying to search for. But again, though, I mean, if you just look at the the channel, the actual total programs. It was just on there a second ago. I think it's got 237 programs. So it would be nice, though, actually. If, I would want to find out as well. When you click on A to Z originally, how many programs are on the server? So it could be in 1,000, it could be 1,500, anything like that. I think knowing how many programs the BBC player has, it's a really good thing to know. Actually, just good for informative purposes. Just so it's like, wow, the BBC player have got this much level of programming on there. And even got your watch list as well. So if you watch anything on the iPlayer, it actually keeps an eye on it. So it recommends you different programs. It recommends programs similar to your choice of viewing. But again, you need to sign in or have a free account. You don't have to pay for that account, but obviously you do have to pay for that license. But the BBC iPlayer, in terms of the review, everybody, I'm a bit 50-50 on it. I watch not that many programs on the iPlayer. I gotta be honest. I watch The Apprentice when it's on. I watch EastEnders as well. The Tuckers I used to watch as well when it used to be on BBC. And to be fair, that's one of the best programs that's happened on the BBC for a while, and they've cancelled that after 3 series. And it's like, wow, why cancel shows? Live them on. Bring them on for longer periods. I mean, the Tuckers is a fantastic comedy. In fact, I could relate it to Gavin and Stacey in some way. But that's popular. The Outnumbers popular. All these different kinds of shows are popular, and yet they don't last very long. Torchwood, I gotta give it to BBC though for this actually. Russell T Davis was the writer of Torchwood, and he was that tied up in other projects. Torchwood would have never come back. So, but it's the writer, not the broadcaster's fault. But there's just so many other comedies like Big School. Back 10 years ago, they used to be a really good one. Russell Howard as well. They used to be a really good comedy 10 years ago. I'm not even sure if that's on the iPlayer, but let's just double check. There's just so many comedies that are missing on the iPlayer, or missing just in general. Russell Howard. Yeah, so that's not on there. Thing is, though, everybody, and it comes down to the BBC Three as well, because BBC Three, in its original form, no, yeah, BBC Three in its original form, everybody, was a really good channel back in the day. It used to be a mixture of programs on BBC Three every single weekend. It wasn't just the same. And when BBC Three originally got cancelled back in 2016, that was it. I mean, BBC Three could never survive again. But then BBC then brought BBC Three back in the last 2 or 3 years ago, and it's just been a shambles for BBC Three. I mean, there's hardly any new comedies. I mean, the popular comedies I was back on when it was originally in its launch have never been re-aired. So I don't know why the BBC Three had to be brought back. I mean, you made that decision back in 2016 to put it online, for ratings, but then you're funding BBC Three again, and the second relaunch have gone downhill, basically. So I don't know whether it's got much life in the BBC now, and with the government trying to get the BBC license revoked or maybe cancelled or squashed, I think time's running out for BBC, and there's major competitions in the entertainment industry now. You've got Tubi, for instance. You've got the Rock You channel, everything like that. And the content that they got on their servers is pretty massive. I got to be fair. And yeah, I just don't know how BBC is going to make the customers continue paying the TV license bill if there isn't much to look forward to. As a server, as a BBC company. You got to make people continue their TV license bill. You got to bring more sports on. Maybe re-air the comedies that haven't been on the last 15 years. I just think there's lots that BBC can do to regain its incentive, regain people's support. And thinking BBC is changing its landscape, but I don't think that's going to happen. So let me know what you think in the comments. BBC is a 50-50 bag for myself. I'm not a huge depender on BBC iPlayer, except from occasional shows. But I wouldn't say I'm an DVD watcher, except on soaps and things. But I just wouldn't use it for anything else like that. BBC for comedies and everything, it is going downhill. I mean, yeah. I just don't know what to say about the BBC iPlayer, everybody, but let me know what you think about it in the comments, and I'll see you, everybody, on the next video.